Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. This morning I'm here at the Esplanade here in Iloilo City in the Philippines, and I'm just gonna do my morning walk. It's 5:43 a.m. There's already people here walking at the Esplanade here during sunrise. And that's the bridge heading towards SM City, Iloilo. Just gorgeous sunrise here this morning. First, I wanted to thank everyone for continue to watch our channel and all the support that Dazzle and I are getting from our viewers, and all the kind words, support during this tough time for Dazzle and I. We're hanging in there. It's not the easiest time, but we're at the home stretch. We feel like we've been here now in Iloilo City for almost 4 months. On June 20th we'll move out of our apartment here at the Uptown Place condominium, and then we'll have about 5 more days left here in Iloilo City. We'll just stay at a hotel because we didn't want to pay. We've been renting month to month, so we didn't want to pay the whole month rent, you know, which is about 25,000 pesos or $450. And it's been raining here in Iloilo City the past couple of weeks. It's no longer summer. It's no longer so hot during the day. It does get humid because of the moisture, but we're getting into today is the June 8th, so we're getting into June now, and towards the end of June. That's usually the start of wet season here in the Philippines, especially July and August. July and August is probably the wettest the Philippines will get. It'll rain a lot during those months, but you know, there's been variances now. You know, weather is so unpredictable, but now there's more rainy days than sunny days. But here in the Philippines, even the days that it does rain, you'll still get sunshine. You know, it's sometimes it'll be sunny and it'll rain at the same time. So that's common. That's common here. Today I just wanted to talk about things that I think are kind of unique, or things that you probably will only see here in the Philippines. You know, the things when you're buying anything electronic here in the Philippines, even as simple as a light bulb, anything that has to be plugged in that needs electricity, when you buy it in the store, the vendor or the salesperson, they will have to test that electronic piece of equipment. Like, let's say you wanted to buy a toaster, they will actually have to unbox it and plug it in to make sure that it works. Because here in the Philippines, once you go out the store with the electronic item, even if you have a receipt, it's nearly impossible to return it, because what they'll tell you is it broke when it was at your house. So unlike in the United States, you know, when we buy things in the US, I mean, you could own something for 6 months to a year even, and if it breaks down, you can bring it back to the store with your receipt and get your money back. Here, once you walk out the store, it's pretty much yours. That's why anything electronic, they have to test. Here in the province, like even here in the province of Iloilo, and especially in Aklan, where Dazzle and I come from, you will see at the sari-sari store, especially along the highway, they got these 1 liter bottles of Coca-Cola, and they're displaying it outside their sari-sari store, and it's not actually Coca-Cola. What they're selling is 1 liter of gasoline, because in the province, like in Aklan, most of your gasoline stations are in the towns or the municipalities, and sometimes the gap between the two municipalities, like let's say the gap between Tangalan and then Ibahay, is big, you know. So there's what the sari-sari stores do is they'll buy gasoline and they'll put it in the Coca-Cola bottles and sell it per liter. And usually, like right now, per liter of gasoline is about 65 pesos, about $1.25 per liter. You just don't see that anywhere else. Like, you won't see that in the cities, but because there's enough gasoline stations here. But in the province, it's pretty common. And one thing you'll have to be careful here when you drive is they have pedestrian lanes here just like anywhere else. But here in the Philippines, people do not stop at pedestrians. Even if a person is actually walking in the pedestrian lane, like if you're crossing a pedestrian lane, you still have to watch for vehicles because they don't stop. Cars here don't stop for pedestrians. Even on the national highway here, like in Aklan, in our province, they have these pedestrian lines, and people will be standing there waiting to cross, or sometimes they're in the middle of the road crossing, and people won't stop for them, you know. So just have to be careful with that, because with me, I've stopped before at the pedestrian lane, and the guy behind me, of course, will honk at me and pass me. So the people crossing, you're putting them in danger of getting hit, because they're the people that are passing you are going fast, especially the motorbikes here rarely slow down. You know, they're always in and out of traffic here. Just have to be careful when you drive here as far as pedestrians. And of course, if you hit a pedestrian here, it's probably gonna be your fault because they're walking in a pedestrian lane. That's why I never understood that, why people don't stop at pedestrian lanes here when they drive. Another thing that I thought was kind of different, you know, it was when I first got here, is I usually carry a backpack because you know, with a GoPro and things, laptop sometimes, whatever, I've always had a habit of carrying a backpack. And then when Dazzle and I, when we go shopping, I like putting the stuff on my backpack. But here, when you go into department stores, grocery, any store really, especially in Aklan where we come from, you have to check in your bag. You can't go into the store with your backpack. I guess they're worried about shoplifting and things like that. So that's just usually before you enter the store, there's a security guard, and there's just tons of bags of people that you have to check in. Another thing is I like to wear hats sometimes. You know, my buddy from Hawaii, he got me this retired Air Force hat that I like to wear. And here, if you have to enter some stores, not all, but some stores, like I know Foos is a store in Calibo, you actually have to check in your hat. And I was like surprised the first time that happened to me. They give you a check-in tag, and then they pin it on your hat, and you have to leave it by the guard where the bags are. And finally one day I was just curious. I had to ask, why do I have to check in my hat? And what they told me is that way their CCTV can see you. You know, I guess because they're worried about shoplifting, that you're hiding your face from their CCTV. So good to know. That was good to know. So, you know, I was like, oh, okay, so now I know. You know, it's like I'll check in my hat, no problem. Another thing is people have this notion that everything in the Philippines is cheap, that everything's cheaper. Like when you buy things, it's just cheaper here, which is not true. Electronics here in the Philippines, especially the good quality electronics, like laptops, the you know, the Apple laptops or the American made laptops, you know, and phones, iPhones, they are at least 20 to 25% more here in the Philippines. And of course, you know, even simple items like undershirt, underwear that are US made, they're more expensive here. Like, I would give you an example. I like to wear the Hanes underwear, and I know when I'm in the US, I can get a pack of Hanes underwear for $10-15. Here, I have to pay $4 to $5 each. I mean, the packs in the US that I used to get is like a dozen. So things like that. So people think that everything in the Philippines is cheap, but it isn't. Dazzle and I, we don't do it often, but when we do go to Jollibee, or if KFC, if we're here at Iloilo City, this is the only place, there's no KFC in our province except for Boracay. There's a KFC in Boracay. But when we go to like a chicken place to get fried chicken, people here don't know what dark or white meat is. So if you go to a KFC here in the Philippines and you ask for dark meat, they won't know that. You have to be specific of what you want to order as far as chicken, like fried chicken. Like, let's say Dazzle and I, we do prefer dark meat, so we always when we go up to the counter, we always say the leg part or the thigh part. So leg or thigh part, because if you don't say that, they'll just give you whatever piece they have, you know. So that might be good information, because, you know, that way when you go to like KFC or Jollibee to get fried chicken, you know, you're not getting the piece that you don't really want to eat. Always ask, because more often than not, they'll just give you a white meat. In our province of Aklan, they've also done a lot of what they call here road widening. It used to be all the roads here, even on the national highways, they call it national highway, but really it's a 2-lane road. Is what they've done is, you know, more people are living here, expansion, so they have done a lot of road widening. So instead of 2 lanes, they made it into 4 lanes. But the problem that they're having is the expanded lanes, when they made it into 4 lanes, all they did was like made it into parking spaces. People park on the added lane. It would not be uncommon to see even a light pole they use, like where the electricity, that they didn't move it. It's still on the highway, on the 1 lane, things like that. Also, you'll see people drying their rice right on the highway. They'll just lay it on the ground and they'll dry rice on the highway. So for the most part, it did expand the highways, it did expand the roads, but it's still a 2-lane. You know, the 2 lanes are basically all that you can use. And also, like the tricycle drivers on the national highway, they like to ride, if it's 2 lanes, they'll occupy both lanes. They'll ride on the middle, because I guess they're trying to avoid the people that are parked on the 1 lane, the rice, whatever. So they're riding right on the middle. So they're blocking basically, and they're usually on the highway. You're supposed to go 60 kilometers per hour. And of course, the tricycles, they'll be going like half that speed. So it can get annoying, but you just get used to it. You just take your time, get behind them, and then when you can pass them. Headed back to the condo. It's now 6:03, so I've been walking about 20 minutes. I feel a bit of sweat going already. It's sunny, so a little warm, so good exercise this morning. I'm always happy when I can still exercise and even this little walk, because I don't like being cooped up in the condo too much. You know, it's like and afterwards I feel better. You know, I actually feel better. I have more energy for the rest of the day instead of just laying down in bed and just resting. But this will be it for me for the rest of the day. You know, it's like I have radiation treatment again today at 5 p.m. and that will be radiation number 19. So I'm supposed to complete 33, so about 2.5 more weeks and I should be done with radiation treatment. It's now 6:05 and it looks like it's gonna be a gorgeous day here in Iloilo City in the Philippines. Sunshine, no rain clouds finally, because we've been getting a lot of rain lately. See a truck here coming. You don't see that. Wow, it's probably a government vehicle here. There's our condo, the Uptown Place condominium. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you in our next video.